Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Target 25 Part 2 homework review. And so, as always, this will match up with Part 2 from notes and the Part 2 worksheet. And we're going to go over 3 problems that you get on that worksheet. And hopefully, this will help clear up some things and just help you feel like you're on the right track to understanding surface area of prisms and cylinders. So, let's just get right to it. And in all of these problems, at least the first two, we're going to find lateral area and surface area. So we got to draw bases, we got to find perimeters and areas of those bases, and then we use them within formulas to figure out lateral area and surface area. And then the last problem, we'll be doing the same thing, but we'll be working backwards. So here we go. On our first one, this is a rectangular prism. Rectangular prism, which means the base is a rectangle. And so I'm going to consider the bottom to be the base. And so I'm going to draw a rectangle here, and it says draw and label. So bottom is 12, right side is 6. And then just like in every rectangle, bottom and top are the same. So this will be 12, and right and left are the same. So that'll be 12, which is nice because the perimeter of the base would then just be 12 plus 6 plus 12 plus 6. And when we add all those together, we get 36 inches for perimeter. Now, obviously, we'll use that in a second as we find our lateral area, but let's find area of our base first. That's big B. So this is a rectangle. So the area of this base would be base times height. So that would be a 12 times a 6. And so area of this rectangular base, again, 12 times 6, and that is going to equal 72 inches squared. And again, we will use that to find surface area in a second. All right, so lateral area. Just a reminder, the formula for lateral area is perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. And so we just found perimeter over here, that's 36. So it's going to be 36 times. And then remember the height is the distance of the walls that connect your bases. So that's what our 8 would be over here. Remember the bottom's a base, which means the top would be the base as well. And then that means the height is connecting those two. That's that 8-inch wall there. And so this lateral area would be 36 times 8. And 36 times 8 is 288. And this is area, so we still have a square unit, so 288 inches squared. Perfect. And then remember, surface area is our lateral area plus 2 times big B. So remember, the 288, that is our lateral area. So we'll just put that back in, and then we'll add 2, and then big B is what we found over here in the middle column, which was 72. So 2 times 72. And then 288 plus, and 2 times 72 is 144, I believe. And then we add those together and we get 432 inches squared for the surface area. Perfect. All right, let's do that again, but new shape, right? So this time in number 3, this is a triangular prism, right? A triangle base right on the front, which means we have a triangle base on the back too. And then the walls connecting those bases are 3 inches, and that will be like our height. And so we'll go back to that in a second. But again, it's a triangular prism, 2 triangles with rectangular walls connecting them. So our base is going to be a triangle. Let's draw that. Now, 3 and 4, this is a right angle. That's nice because we actually, right, area of a triangle, which is going to be what our big B is base times height divided by 2, and your base and your height have to be right angles with each other. And we've got that right away. So I'm going to jump real quick to B, big B. Again, that's because we already have the info we need to know that. Big B is base times height divided by 2. Remember, base and height always meet each other at a 90-degree angle. And so in this problem, that'll be 4 times 3 divided by 2. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So 6 inches squared is big B. That's perfect. Now, the reason I started with that is because for perimeter, we don't have that information. We don't know this slanted side. I'm going to call it X. So we can't actually add all 3 sides together yet. But this is a right triangle, and so A squared plus B squared equals C squared works in every right triangle. And so our C is across from our 90, which is where X is, And so the Pythagorean theorem here would be 3 squared plus 4 squared equals x squared. 3 squared plus 4 squared is 25. That's 9 plus 16. That equals x squared. And then we take the square root. We will get that that x side, which is our hypotenuse, equals 5. So this is 5. And now we're ready to do our perimeter, because then our perimeter is 3 plus 4 plus 5, and that is just going to equal 12 inches. 3 plus 4 plus 5 equals 12. All right, so we've got big B and big P, and so we are ready to find lateral area and surface area. So lateral area is perimeter times height. Remember, we just found perimeter, it is 12, and we just talked about the height over here, which is the 3. Remember that number connecting the two triangular bases. So 12 times 3 is our perimeter times height, and that will give us 36 inches squared for lateral area. And then surface area is lateral area plus 2 of our base areas, right, 2b. And so our lateral area we already have, that's 36 plus 2. And then big B we found over here first, which was 6. So 2 times 6. And 2 times 6 is 12. So then 36 plus 12 is going to tell us 48 inches squared for our surface area. And there we go. Perfect. And so now for the last one, we're going to do a similar thing, but we are going to work backwards. And so real quick, this is a cylinder. A cylinder has circle bases, so I'm going to draw that real quick. And it's telling us that our radius is 8, which we know we're going to need the diameter as well. And so diameter is twice as big, so that's 16. And so let's find big B and big P first. So remember, for a circle, perimeter is also called circumference, and it is just pi times diameter. Diameter is 16, so our perimeter is pi times 16, which is going to equal, just throw that into the calculator over here, pi times 16 equals 50.3 if we round, 50.3. So 50.3. And then remember, big B is pi r squared for a circle. So r is 8, so pi times 8 squared, and that will equal pi times 8 squared, and that equals 201.1 roughly. 201.1 inches squared, and this is inches. Now, remember, we are definitely not done here. We had to find P and B for lateral area and surface area formula, but now we're going to have to work backwards and figure out what this X is. Now, just so you know, this X is the height of the walls connecting our two circle bases, right? So this is that H we talked about. This is our height. And so let's start working backwards. Notice we have our surface area. So let's deal with our surface area formula. Surface area is going to equal lateral area plus 2 times big B. Remember, lateral area is perimeter times height. And so we can say surface area equals perimeter times height plus 2b. And now we know our perimeter. We just found it down here. That's 50.3. We also know our surface area that was given to us. So 1,206.4 equals 50.3. Ooh, 50.3 H plus 2. And then we know B as well. Big B is 201.1. So 2 times 201.1. And so now we just have to solve this equation for our H, right, which is the X that we want to find. And so 2 times 201.1, if we're not rounding, it's going to tell us that 1,206.4 equals 50.3H plus 402.1. And then we're going to subtract 402.1 from both sides. And that's going to give us 804.3 equals 50.3 times h. And so if we want to find the h, which again is our x, right, we just divide both sides by 50.3. And that tells me that h equals whatever 804.3 divided by 15.3 or 50.3 is. And it is almost exactly 16 inches for the height. So 16 inches is how big that x is. All right, I hope all of that helped. We worked forwards and backwards today on this homework review. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out. But keep working hard. You're doing great. We're moving on to part 3. Have a great day. Thanks a lot.